for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch SarahSpiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart? Open Open your heart right here on the Oldies station. And we are welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247 all across the nation. And we are here to answer your questions. And we're here to tell you about some really great things we have coming up next Wednesday at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. This show is going to be broadcasting live. Are you looking forward to coming? I hope so. Put it on your calendar. It starts at 6:30. We're opening the doors at about 6:15 to come on in. We're going to have a celebration. We're going to have cake. We're going to have beverages. We're going to have prizes. And if you've wanted to come meet me, SarahSpiritual, and have the opportunity to ask a question live and be in the energy of this show and all that we do, then this is the time for you. It is our 15-year radio anniversary. And this anniversary is significant because when I look at the journey of this show and all that you have contributed, it's really time to celebrate you. We are welcoming you to go to SarahSpiritual.com and register. We have a VIP opportunity and we have a general admission. VIP guarantees that you're going to have your question answered. And my general admission individuals, well, I'm going to bet most of you will have an opportunity to get in. I just can't guarantee. The VIPs will also have an opportunity to sit in the front rows of the event. You'll also be entered 3 times for our drawings. And what are we giving away? Well, tell them what they've won. Prizes, gift cards to a restaurant. We've got products from the SarahSpiritual Center at the Expedito Center. And I'm going to be giving away 2 mini virtual sessions with me. And that's something that I never do because we have the show. But if you'd like the opportunity to be entered so that you could have some private time in a mini session with me, SarahSpiritual, at no cost to you, I would love the opportunity to do that. We are excited, and we're excited to welcome you to the center and to have you bask in the energy and all of the community of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah and some of the people who have supported the show for them all to be there. Because there are many of you who have supported the show throughout the years. My producer will be there. Our board op will be there. You'll get to meet Isabel, who answers the phone and takes your questions. Helena will be there. We're going to have Freddie, the producer, will be there. He wants to make sure I tell you Freddie, the producer, is going to be there. So you're going to be able to say, yo, Freddie. And we'll have, of course, my usual staff at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and we've got Helena. I think I started to say that, but Freddie was getting a little jealous and wanted to make sure I specifically mentioned his name. But Helena is going to be there as well, and some of the others who work at the center, assist at the center, and provide services at the center, like Sharon Young, who does our Reiki and our tuning fork. And hopefully Calvin will be there, just so you could meet and greet and see the people. And some of the people who were responsible for a project that I did not too long ago, I do believe they're going to be there. It was a project that was a documentary. We're going to be talking about that with a really big announcement next Wednesday. And we're going to tell you about that announcement next Wednesday. So we've got a lot planned for all of you. Plus, we are going to give you the opportunity to be entered to win some fabulous prizes. And I'm telling you, we've got some great restaurant dining for you. We've got some fabulous gifts. And c'est moi, you get a little of me for a mini session virtually. So I would love to do that for you. Well, let's talk about what we're going to talk about tonight, because this is usually the time that we have our little tete-a-tete, our little monologue. And I want to first thank Sherry Hambry last night. I was part of her soul gathering, her soul connection meeting, and it was so great to be her guest speaker. So I want to give her a shout out every second Tuesday of the month. Sherry Hambry is going to be offering a fabulous gathering. So I'm looking forward to next month and who she's going to be having as her guest. So if you saw Sherry at our show last week, then you know she's a fabulous person, and she is the author of The Journey of the Lightworker. And her book is for sale at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. So we are looking forward to seeing Sherry there at the celebration as well. All right, well, enough with all that. We'll be mentioning it again later on in the show, but please spread the word and go to SarahSpiritual, as we are sending those tickets out immediately after you register. You're going to get your little code so that you can register and get your ticket, and we would love to have you be our guest. And VIP could be the way to go for you, if not general admission. I know we've got some people who've already signed up, and we have a nice facility, but we do have some limited seating. So come on, sign up and join me as we celebrate all of you. So tonight, when I was sitting asking Spirit a few days ago, what should the topic be for Wednesday? And I sit there and I throw the question out to the universe, and the universe has this really unique way of answering me. Initially, I get radio silence, nothing, dead air. And then I go about my business. I'm like, oh, I guess spirit guides don't want to tell me yet. And so I go about my day. And as I'm going about my day, I have an opportunity to think and be and sit in the energy of spirit, of course, when I'm reading all of you. And in that fabulous energy, I come to the realization that there are so many things that we as humans want to have happen. There's so many things that we as humans really hope we can have. There's so many experiences that we want to have in our life, and not all of them are happening. And I ask the question, why? And of course, we know about the law of attraction, and we know that sometimes our thoughts do not always mirror our feelings, and we are out of sync, and sometimes things don't happen for us. But what if it's something that's a real heartfelt prayer? What if we're giving a prayer up to God, up to the universe, but nobody's answering? Like, God doesn't even pick up the phone. What are we going to do then? What happens when God doesn't answer our prayers? And why don't our prayers get answered? Some things we could ask for or pray about or think about or manifest if we're into the law of attraction. There are some things that come easily. And there are other things that don't come so easily. And they disappoint us. Sometimes it's out of a bit of a pickle that we need to get out of, and we think the universe isn't going to answer us. And we wait, and they still don't answer, and we wait, and then we think this question: is God punishing me? Is that why I'm not getting the answer to my question and getting the solution? Is there something wrong with me and my relationship with the divine? Am I such a difficult person that I deserve to squirm? Like, why doesn't God help me get myself out of a situation or a relationship? Or why doesn't God help deliver me from my financial crunch that I'm in? We ask these questions. Maybe we ask the question, why doesn't God heal the disease in my grandmother or my father or my mother? And so some prayers just seemingly don't get answered. And then there are other things that happen so easily. It makes you wonder, what prerequisite does God have for answering prayers? So I sat with that. Like, do we have a list of good prayers and not so good prayers and requests? Is there a bucket of this is what I'll do for humanity and this is where I draw the line? Does God differentiate between people? Does the universe support everybody equally? I mean, we can ask those questions. Why doesn't God take the pain of a loss of someone? Like, take the pain from my heart. I'm suffering, God. And we still suffer. And we still miss that person or that pet. And we just struggle with it. And so in the stillness, when I sat with the thought and the feelings around this, the first thing I heard is everybody's story is unique. There's no yes list and no list, almost like Santa Claus with his, are you going to get your gifts or are you going to get coal? It's not like that at all. There's a series of stories that are intertwined. You see, your prayer request also impacts others around you. Because if you have an opportunity to create something for yourself, other things have to shift and change around you so that that can be facilitated. You know, often we think of ourselves as a standalone being, right? Because we stand alone, right? We come into the world by ourselves, naked, innocent, and we leave. And even though they may dress us on our way out, eventually we end up naked. Right? Not covered. Vulnerable. So we come in innocent and vulnerable and fresh with new ideas and new fresh love energy. And ideally we want to leave with that same fresh love energy, but sometimes things go askew. It doesn't quite end up that way in the latter half of someone's life. And our soul has a story that has to be told. And there are challenges in this world that we are, for lack of a better word, scheduled to navigate. Challenges that force us to rid ourselves of the physical expectations, to rid ourselves of the need to meet others' expectations, and to just find peace and harmony. And the longer it takes for us to find peace and harmony, the longer it takes for things to line up in a way that come as a form of an answered prayer. You see, sometimes we pray for a partner, but we're not ready for the partner. Have you ever attracted someone, but in the end you weren't really ready or they weren't really ready and it really didn't work out very well? So sometimes God steps back and says, I know you want a partner, and I know you're going to say it's been a while, but the partner that is ideal for you isn't ready and you're not ready. And you need to heal. So you're going to wait. But you, the person looking for a partner, know that it's been a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you really think God's forgotten you, forsaken you, has left you, and isn't hearing you. And you look to the right and they've got a partner, and you look to the left and they've got a partner, and you think, what's wrong with me? And then we fall victim to the comparing mind, that human mind that's so complicated. And start to, well, why would somebody like that have a partner and I don't have a partner? What's wrong with me? And then we go to our wounds. And then we dig up that story of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, or, well, that's okay, I tell myself, right? You tell yourself, I'm okay with it. It doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because I don't really want a partner. I'm better off alone. I don't think I'm ever going to have a partner. And we start to brainwash ourselves into a different story. But a year before that, what were you doing? God, please, I want a partner. I don't want to be alone. I want to be with someone. And we sometimes cry out to God. And of course, there's that disease that we may not want to have, right? Who wants to be sick? And suddenly we find ourselves in this moment of illness in the body. And yes, we can look at some physical habits and say, oh, that was the root cause, but there's more to it. And we can ask to be delivered from the illness. But if the illness is a accumulation of energy and unresolved emotions and trauma and our inability to care for the human temple, then we're going to go through that, because that too is a purging, a letting go, a clearing, so to speak. And you may say, but I know people who have had a disease and almost miraculously it went away. Well, part of that was their story and their soul. Because you know not the soul of another, and the other may have had a disease in another lifetime that took them out in the prime of when everything was so beautiful. And so now that prayer gets answered. And your prayer seems to be put on slow-mo delay. But God never fails. There's the financial crisis that we could be in. And we could pray for a new job, and we just don't get a job. But often we're not really listening to the clues of what we should do. We get caught up in our thoughts. We don't try to look for the right opportunity. We keep looking for things that are similar to what we're doing. If you don't like what you're doing, why would you want to do more of what you're doing? Not that God wants you to be financially in a state of lack. Well, the universe wants you to be in joy and harmony. So if you're running around grumbling about your job, oh my God, these people, oh my God, the work. Why did I pick this profession? God's sitting up there saying, I don't know why you picked the profession. You wanted to do it because your parents told you you'd be good at it, but you never sat and you were never still long enough to ask yourself the question, is this what I want to do? And why is God letting you squirm in this job and not offering you another job? Because you're not allowing the inspiration and the information of the universe to inspire you. And I know there'll be those of you who sit there and go, but I'm 40 years old, I'm 50 years old. I don't know how I'm going to pay for school and go back to school. That's not possible. It is possible. But then you wonder why God isn't helping you out of your mess. Because you're not willing to go the extra mile. There's always something else that we can do. But it can't just be something that we force with our mind because we're pushing through. Because sheer will get you only so far. It is the inspired actions and the thought that is filled with heartfelt enthusiasm that carries you through the bumps in the road that leads you to the outcome that is for your highest and best good. We have to be open to that. We have to trust. All prayers are answered. Some of them are silent. The response is very silent. And others, bam, you've got a result. And the ones that you pray for that are making you squirm, those are the ones that are tied to the lessons of your soul that need to be defined so that you could understand how you need to grow in this world. Because your growth in this world is truly what is going to lead you to your destiny. You know, we're all caught up in this way of the world and what we need to do to survive. And yes, it's a rough dog-eat-dog world. And we do have to step up to the plate, and we do have to do more. But we have to do it in the right time and with the right energy. You know, one of my students gave me a shout out, and she was asking me some questions. And she's trying to figure out what to do with her work and her career. And she was frustrated at the fact that she was sending out all these resumes and nothing was coming back. But, you know, God was testing her and keeping her at a level of stillness. And that's an uncomfortable place, especially if you got bills to pay and mouths to feed. Nobody wants to be there. And I most certainly can understand that's not an easy place to be. But inspired thought will let you know that no matter what's going on, you will be okay. Inspired thought will tell you, be still and wait. right? Be of courage and wait on the Lord. Be still and just wait a minute. The timing wasn't right. Do you know that she was able to get her job back at a different location? For the same company, just a few months later from when they let her go? But yet when she left, they had nothing. It's a matter of timing. And that was the job that made her be okay. Made things manageable. Maybe not the peak of her career, but definitely was manageable. And it was something she was used to doing. But she had to go through that tough time. But the whole time, I'm sure she was sitting there sending out the resumes going, I got my spirit guides. I'm praying and nobody's answering. Nobody's stepping up and coming to my rescue from the spirit world. And that's a difficult place to be. Perhaps you can relate. And then what about relationships that are troubled or difficult or, well, almost abusive? We know there are some that are abusive, but you're trapped. You don't know how you're going to get out of that. You're bamboozled by the need to be there because where are you going to go? But you're troubled by the events. And then the fear of what's going to happen. And yet you ask God to open the door and find a way to set you free. But you don't act in courage. You don't honor yourself. If you looked at yourself and you remember that God dwells within you, the Spirit of God dwells within you, and if you saw somebody treating God that way, wouldn't you want to step up and say, I'm sorry, but this is an aspect of God. How dare you? But yet you let your own self-worth get lessened and you allow yourself to be demeaned. You don't find your power. Now, a lot of that, as you've heard on this show, is a lot of old trainings, old programmings, ways that we were raised because, well, our parents, they were going through their things. And here you were, not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy. And from the law of attraction and the energy, if you're not feeling good enough or worthy, you attract someone who's going to demean you and criticize you and not make you feel valued. Not make you feel seen, heard, loved, and maybe even safe emotionally or physically. But what God looks for in this story is for you to grow through it, for you to claim your self-esteem, for you to learn to love yourself, for you to find your courage, and then God will open the door. Or sometimes for you to be humble enough and stop acting like everything's okay to all your friends and neighbors and go to the person you know that could help you open the door because you're too weak from fighting and standing up for yourself just to survive to even push the door open for you to walk through. God's waiting for you. But yet you think God didn't hear you. God's waiting for you. Well, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to come and answer your questions at 866-972-7247. And we're going to talk to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Stay with us, everyone. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the Oldies station, and we're going to be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with SarahSpiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Car Accident Referral Services Studios. In an accident, why let the lawyers take 33 to 40%? With cars, their network of attorneys will take only 25%. 833-504-CARS. That's 833-504-2277. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at SarahSpiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The don't work anymore. We have lost a love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away. No, we cannot stay the same. It is time for change, and the world is changing. It's time for us to grow. And tonight, we're talking about your prayers, your unanswered prayers. What prayer do you have in your heart? What conversation have you had with God that you feel God hasn't answered? Because there's always a reason that we're in that holding time, that waiting pattern, that uncomfortable moment. And it's always for the greater good, even if we don't see it and feel it and understand it at this time. We're going to go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247 if you're just joining us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah here on the Oldies station. We are here every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. And next Wednesday, we're celebrating our 15-year anniversary live at the Expedito Center. We welcome you to join us and in the celebration for the party and be a part of our live studio audience. So go to SarahSpiritual.com. There's an opportunity for you to register as a general admission or a VIP. And you get opportunities to be entered into the drawings, one time as a general and 3 times as a VIP. VIP have front row seating and a guaranteed question. Now we've kept everything very reasonable just to make sure that you can get there and we can celebrate you in the community. Well, enough of all this. We've got to get to our fabulous questions on our phone board. And I've got to go to Tanika. Tanika is in Connecticut. Tanika, how are you today?
I'm good. Overall, I'm good.
Good. And have you called the show before, Tanika?
Yeah, I would say like maybe over a year ago.
All right. Well, we welcome you back. Thank you so much. And Tanika, is there an unanswered prayer or something that we are wondering about that the universe can give you some guidance on tonight?
Yes, I just recently had a breakup in a relationship, and it was a rough breakup. And I just want to know, when am I going to stop going through these cycles and have consistency in a relationship?
Well, that's interesting that you bring that up, because the cycle is always something that's representative of something that has to be healed. So what has to be healed? Mm-hmm. And when I take you back in the energy and I take you back to, they want to go back to your 9-year-old self. What was going on when you were 9 years old? The difficult time in your life?
I do remember, yes, I do. Something personal.
Yeah. Okay. So your little one is attracting people that are not able to show up for you, that you can't feel emotionally safe with, that you can't feel like you can just truly trust. Did I hear you say, wow, honey?
Yes, because
Yes.
that was what was happening around that time, and I needed that support
Yes.
system.
I know. And the information that Spirit's giving me is that it's not that there's something wrong with you. There's an aspect of you that's trying to prove yourself, but from the point of your wounded self, not your higher self, not the self that knows she's fabulous and a great catch. And somewhere along the way, you're overcompensating and falling for the illusion of who people say they are, or how they pretend to behave. And in the end, it's not like that. It's a totally different person. And you're sitting there scratching your head going, Did I just fall off a turnip truck or something? Am I really that dumb? No, you're not dumb at all. Your little girl who's wounded knows exactly what she's doing. And what she would love to do is to find someone who's damaged, who could hurt her, and for her to prove herself by winning them over, and then she will have proven her worth and her worthiness of love. And girl, my guides tell me you try too hard. We don't want to try so hard. So this is not a permanent situation, but it's good that you're recognizing. And recognizing the pattern, you can finally step out of Groundhog Day. Right? Remember when Bill Murray, I believe it was, who was in Groundhog Day, and he had the same thing happen again and again and again. There was something with a relationship. There was something with a salesperson, right? And so as he kind of clued into, it's like he kept waking up to the same thing again and again. He remembered that he needed to make some adjustments, right? So now you're going to make some adjustments little by little. I will also encourage you, when you have a moment, to go to SarahSpiritual.com and register for a soul integration. Because we need to take that little girl of yours who's 9 years old, where there was a particularly difficult moment, and we need to bring her from the past and her wounds and integrate her with Theo, the 12 archangels, so that we can bring you forward, so that you can feel whole again. You see, you're recruiting your partners from your broken self. And we can break this pattern. Now, you are making adjustments. It's good that you notice. And so this is also letting us know that when I look at this year of 2024, and I take you to your birthday, and then I take you past your birthday and I bring you into the month of February, March, April of 2025, this is a prime window of energy that is conducive to the energy of partnership and love. Primary partnership. Someday he'll come along, the man I love. Right? The one. So you need to get ready to be ready to receive that love and remember that you're worthy and do the healing between now and then, so that we don't suffer in those breakups again and again and again. It's coming. And the speed of the story depends on the ability for you to complete the healing process, so that we don't have another illusionary partner slip in between, because Lord knows we've been there, done that, don't need to do that again.
Yes.
This makes sense to you, yes?
Yeah, it does.
It does.
I keep creating illusions of how I visualize the person and how I want them to be, and then when the red flags are there, I ignore it.
Yeah, you make excuses and you figure, well, maybe I'm just jumping to a conclusion. Everybody's got something. No, we check the trunk, honey, before you buy the car. We do not want any junk in the trunk.
Okay.
We need to make sure that that person is really ready to have a relationship. I do hope that this conversation has given you some insight and understanding and is assisting you on your journey.
Yeah.
And we appreciate your remembering the show, calling us again. That's always fabulous. It's my favorite thing to hear, that you've called and a year later you're still a part of our community. And that's why we're celebrating next Wednesday. So you're in Connecticut. I know you might not be able to fly down and participate in the party, but please be sure to tune in, spread the word, because we're not just celebrating what we've accomplished here from the production point of view or the fact that I've been here every Wednesday. We're celebrating all of you and all the growth that you've all exuded throughout the years. We appreciate you. Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. And we've got Jackie, and Jackie is in Missouri. Jackie, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie, what prayer is going on that makes you feel like God don't hear you?
It's a prayer about an investment. Just wanting to know if it has started or if it's in motion to be completed.
Moving slowly, this investment is. You know, everything is poised to fall into place, yet it just keeps hanging on the edge and doesn't drop. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Yes. And I want you to trust that you were led to this investment for a particular reason. And this investment is something that's, well, not for the faint at heart. So I want you to trust that this is something that's coming. It's not quite ready to fall. I know you may have people telling you that it is, but I don't see it yet. But I do feel, you know, things are not in enough of a crunch to make it happen. But it's getting crunchier and crunchier by the day. And in the next few months, things are going to get like Captain Crunch. There's going to be a lot of crunch. And that's when you may start to see some of those nuggets fall from where they've been stashed far, far away. In another place, another time, another land. So I want you to just keep your prayer there and trust that you will be receiving your gift. Oh, they made sure to be that I tell you in this lifetime. And you want to trust that. The prayer is just...
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. The prayer is not that it's not answered. It's just there's a lot of moving parts. Remember, we're not just individuals, right? We're beings that are a collective consciousness, and the consciousness isn't all at the right level to make it all happen yet. But thank you, Jackie, for your question. We appreciate your listening to the show and following us from Missouri. We appreciate you greatly for your input. And we know God answers prayers. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. 866-972-7247. We are going to visit our friends on Facebook and YouTube, so get your questions up on the feed for us. And in the meantime, before we get there, because I'm going to let you all dig up your questions and put them in Facebook, I've got to go to Fort Lauderdale. It's a little wet down here in Boca, Fort Lauderdale, and I practically swam here to the station. But I've got PJ in Fort Lauderdale on the line. PJ, how are you?
Hey, good morning. Good evening, Sarah.
How are you?
I'm doing. So I have been, not that I don't feel like God doesn't answer my questions. I feel like I'm not getting the, things are happening. Like I broke my heel. I got, dogs are fighting. I saved a kitten and then it died on me. And it's
no.
This, I know, it broke my, I'm still a little sick to my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know, God, since it crossed my path, obviously I gave it the love and I recognized, and I did come to conclusion with knowing that at least that little one knew that it was important, and it went back to the universe knowing that it had some form of importance, that it was recognized. You know what I mean? That the kitten was recognized. And I felt that, right?
Right. I saw that kitten. Yeah, I saw the kitten.
I think I'm getting ulcers now.
Well, you know, that kitten was a representative of so many people who are wounded in the world, right? And that animal and lost its siblings, right? As well.
Yeah, its mother was run over and 3 other kittens were dead in the street, and I stopped my car in the middle of the street and grabbed it, snatched it up. It wasn't using its back legs, rushed it to the vet. Meanwhile, I'm not working because I broke my heel. You know, that's stress, you know, but I trusted it. I went with it. Okay, God, thank you for allowing me to be at this place right now. Obviously, it was meant to be since it happened.
Right.
You know, but then it died. I mean, but I held it, loved it, and it just didn't wake up in the morning and it was gone. And I knew it was not going to live. I looked at the light in its eyes was going. You know, I saw it.
Yeah. I saw it in the picture that you posted.
It was Sunday and my vet is not there. It just wasn't that I could really do for that cat.
Right.
I'd allow it to have its experience, right? But my point is, I broke the heel. I'm not working. I feel like, what am I not listening to what the universe is trying to tell me?
Yeah.
Am I missing something? Am I failing? Whose was it? What's
It's
the
not
story?
a failure. It's not a failure. It's First of all, let's just ask the one question. You know, the heel is very influential in your being balanced, right? In your feeling supported and standing in your support. But also, you know, the heel, the foot, the motion of the foot and the part the heel plays helps propel you forward. Where are you feeling stuck in your life? Where are you not feeling supported? Where are you feeling overwhelmed? Right? These are the things I want you to ask yourself. And I'm not an astrologer, but I also would really venture to bet that it had something to do with the place of your planets, and that fracture or break is also something that was just part of that soul contract that just had to happen at that time, and something was going to snap. And it ended up being your foot, and the foot took the hit, which you'd be like, hey, it couldn't have been something else, because I need my foot to stand to do the work that I do, right? I understand your dilemma. But I also see
that... I even went to work the next day, and I got kicked out. They're like, you can't walk in like that, you know.
Right. And you know, I know it's a little difficult for you at this moment, but it's the time for you to be still. It's the time for you to be inspired. It's the time for you to work on more healing modalities and, you know, just in the stillness of you and the embodiment of the divinity that is all around you, and to bring it forth within you to strengthen yourself and to take care of things that need to be taken in your immediate environment, so that when we send you back out into the world, because the heel will heal and you will be fine. It's the inconvenience.
Yeah, but I'm going to a specialist for my thumb tomorrow, and I'm worried about that too. I can't bend my thumb the right way.
Well, that's because you overworked
it. I'm just
it.
saying, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize. It's just
that's all right. But you see, think about this.
All left side.
Everything. It's everything that you've got to use for your work, right? It's everything that is mechanical in the body, right? That we require. The hands, the feet, both of them have more bones and little things going on than any other part of the body, right? They're the most intricate pieces. So what intricacies, God, I can talk, I swear, are we missing? All right, what little nuances in our world do we need to revisit and pay more attention to, so we can facilitate this healing and get ourselves in a better place of healing? That's the question you ask yourself in the stillness of the next few weeks. And the heel knows that the thumb needs to rest, and the thumb knows that the heel needs to heal. So they're going to work in tandem and to give you the break, because your thumb needs a break.
It does.
It does. And I feel like I'm not a doctor, but this is what they're showing me. So we're going to go out on a limb here. You know, I just feel like something is tightened and pulled, and the tendon is kind of like retracted, and we need to be able to stretch it, and we need to let it to relax, right? And I feel like there's an inflammation there. So if we can reduce the inflammation and the repetitive motion of the work that you do, you needed the break for your body, and you will survive this break. This I know for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
I agree. Like I said, I just know it was a message for me that the universe is trying to... You're not listening
Look
to me.
at the intricacies in the world that we are missing within your own personal world. Those nuances, take a look at them and just be. All right, PJ, thank you so much for calling. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Congratulations. 15 years. I'm going to see what I can do to get up there.
Oh, that would be fabulous. I'd love to have you come. That would be great.
With my brother.
You know what? That would make that celebration even better. Thank you so much, PJ. I look forward to that.
All right. Love you.
All right.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation and right here on the Oldies station. So stay with us, everyone. We're going to be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with SarahSpiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with SarahSpiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater. And the characters, they change like water into wine. Everything comes when the stars align.
Do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We are here with you every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. We've got some things, drum roll please, coming up at the center. Besides next Wednesday, our 15-year anniversary, we have this weekend Reiki and Tuning Forks by Sharon Young. So if you'd like to book a session, go to the expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com or simply call the center at 561-682-0955. Sharon will be there on Friday and Saturday offering Reiki and tuning fork sessions. She is a Reiki master. She is a minister. She offers so much positive energy and healing. Everyone is giving us such rave reviews of their experience with Sharon Young. So please visit the ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com. I know she's got a few spots available on Friday and a few available on Saturday as well. So she's not completely booked up. So if you've been wondering what's Reiki, and I'd really be interested in some kind of sound healing with tuning forks, she's your go-to person. And we have her live at the center this weekend. And then the following weekend, we've got Helena Suba. She's going to be doing astrology sessions on Friday and Saturday. And goodness gracious, I don't even know what day that is, but I can't think of what the date is. I think it's what is the end of? Good question. I think it's like the 20th and the 21st. The 21st and the 22nd. There we go. Helena Suba is going to be at the center somewhere around that time. So please visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center. You can get the date. I don't have the date in front of me, but she's going to be doing astrology sessions, and we'd love for you to have an opportunity to have your chart done. And we've got some classes coming up. I've got my empath class, or how do you survive in today's times as a spiritual person? We've got our spiritual person survival guide, and this is how to handle these unprecedented times of energy and difficulty and all the chaos that's coming at us from all directions and so many opinions, and just, it's a heavy energy. So I want to teach you how to seal up, how to protect your energy, how to really remain inspired and connected to the divine, how to protect your family and your home energetically, how to clear your space of your home, how to clear yourself. And if you're having those repetitive patterns in your life, how to cut those cords of those patterns and release yourself from the repetitive negativity that keeps finding a way like a pesky little bug kind of crawling in the door. That's how we got to help you, because it's definitely a definite heavy time. And then the following week, on June 25th, we have the Power of Prayer and Psalms. You ever wanted to know the best way to petition the divine and offer your prayer, and what psalms have what powers and how these powers can help you? You see, every psalm has a special code to it, and the codes of the psalms open up doors of opportunity, shield you from enemies, help reveal truth in times of difficulties or legal matters, or bring forth abundance and money. If you'd like to know how to manifest some money, how to shape your life, how to build a better connection, and how to repel negativity through the power of prayer and psalms, then that's the class for you. And it is at the Expedito Enlightenment Center on June 25th. And let me tell you this. All these classes are only $15, so we would love to have you there, and they are available online as well. Well, enough of our announcements. We've got to go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247, and I've got to go to Hollandale, and I've got Joey from Hollandale. Joey, how are you doing tonight?
Miss Sarah, I'm doing pretty good, and I want to follow up on a few subjects that you mentioned. The moment is here. I think I met the person that we were been talking about for 4 years now that I met you.
Oh, wow.
And it caught me off guard. But I said, I recognize his face. I was in Georgia. I took off. And I said, this is the beginning of a lot of travel. Last time I talked to you, you said you saw me traveling, but I was not going to be traveling alone. I'm not going to say it on the air. There's a lot of money involved. Mm-hmm. But there's been something going since I want to know about love, Bobby, the 8th of June we met online so far, and I think I want to meet at the beach. Like I told you last time, I want to go meet people at the beach.
Yes.
And I feel growth. There's things that I'm doing. Financially, I am doing better now. It's still a little struggle, but it's going to move up. I'm still praying. I got to be consistent. With the amount of growth that I'm doing, I want to see what you have to say. Okay. I trust you so much.
Thank you. The person that you met, may I have a birthday for them, please, Joey?
December 10th, 1976.
Okay. Well, this is a
Just a joking
fabulous
ball.
year for them to kind of create a really divine balance within themselves. It's like they're ready to receive love. Their heart is open. They are moving forward with the right intentions in this relationship or this getting to know you process. And it's for you to keep this very private. Remembering the walls have
Okay.
ears, all right? So keep all of this going on very much to the two of you so nobody else's energy and interference comes in because there's a certain level of freedom that this person also enjoys. So they're very free-spirited and they have a great sense of loyalty, but they need to feel like they are fully vested. And they're stepping into that feeling, right? But it's a little soon to tell, yes? So they have a good
Yes.
energy, right? So they want to play the getting to know you phase and not feel like they're getting snatched like a butterfly in a net, right? Because they're such a spectacular butterfly. So we want you to just pace yourself. Even though you have your own ability to see and recognize, ooh, this could be it. We don't want them to get spooked by the energy. Even if they say, wow, this is different. Like, I think you're what I've been waiting for. Sometimes people say that out loud, but then they spook themselves and they aren't looking for someone to jump on it and go, me too, I think that too. My God, how did this happen? And then when you go all into the conversation, and then, you know, when people kind of scare themselves, he doesn't scare easily.
I know.
But he also overthinks things, so we want to give him a chance to really come to a sense of comfortability in the getting to know you process and an understanding. But he does have a really strong vibration for you, and he's also somebody who can most certainly support the work that you do because I feel like he has respect for that. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely, 100%. And he's in. I think we may meet sooner because if this works out, he's in West Palm Beach.
Wonderful. Well, that's good. So you've been telling me for years you're heading to West Palm, so it's about time. But it is a good opportunity.
You would love that one.
It is a good opportunity. And Joey, I do see money coming to you, and I do feel increase. I know the last time we spoke, when you had called in, you had a concern about money, and Spirit had let you know that you would manage, and you manage. And we're going to continue to manage, and we shall continue to grow. And this is the opportunity that gives you the foundation, the balance that you need so that you never find yourself in this position again. Because it's really important that you stay stable financially, and that's something that we're working towards. And I do know that it's going to be a powerful time for you. All things are aligning, and this is the year for you to network and connect with as many people as possible. This is a year for you to have a new kumbaya tribe, a different type of community around you, and it's the perfect year to have that relationship that leads to happily ever after, as they say. This is that energetic time for you. So be of the energy of creating that desired outcome, and don't put yourself in a place that you are imagining who people are. Allow this person who's entered into your circle the opportunity to show you if they are the one or simply the door opener to lead to the partnership that you ideally want, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I just call it because everything that you have said, I'm sure you don't remember, but I do remember it all. Every little dot that you have hit on since you met me, and I understand all the changes that I had to make in accepting myself when you were talking and loving myself first so I can give that extra love to others. It's amazing. I mean, but I'm being patient, cautious, and I'm a little concerned that he has 3 children, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, package deal, but that's all right. I'm sure you'll manage. You'll manage.
Yeah, I think so. So I go, okay, I guess this is my way to be in Palm Beach. I just found out today. Every day I found out something new, and it's just a text message, good morning, I hope you have a good day, every day since June 8th.
Well, beautiful.
And I was in Atlanta.
Well, it's a great way to
Crazy
start
energy up
a
there.
new journey, and it is a time of change for you and kind of breaking out of the routine and kind of having a new creative space, and this is bringing you that creative space. Well, Joey, we appreciate your giving us a call. Thank you so much. Thank you for the confirms on your end of the things that Spirit has shared with you over the years. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye. 866-972-7247. I got to go to my friends on Facebook. I've got to visit my friends on YouTube. We've got all types of questions, I'm sure, there. And we have a few phone lines that are opening up here momentarily. So if you haven't picked up the phone to call in tonight, 866-972-7247. I practically took a canoe in here to get here to talk to all of you. So hopefully most of you here in South Florida listening are kind of snug as bugs and a bed in a rug and just all cuddled up and just kind of enduring the rain. And we would love to talk to you. Let's pull up our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Let's see what we have going on here. Cindy Higgins says, Sarah, do my angels have guidance for me today? So Cindy, ain't no stopping you now, right now, because this is the time for you to really express yourself and be true to yourself and to really honor the choices that you have made in the past and really stay true to yourself in the choices that are coming for you in the near future. And I want you to know, Cindy, that it's time for you to follow your heart and understand that not everybody is as heart-centered as you are. And when you feel like you're giving too much, then pull back. But always be open to give, because it is your kind heart that brings all the right people for you in all the right ways. Thank you, Cindy Higgins, for your question. We greatly appreciate your participation. Who else do we have on Facebook and YouTube? We have a very big message, I think, here. Let's see. What do we got here? We have Jenny Lynn Berkeley. Will I ever get over this depression that I'm going through? Really great question, Jenny. And interestingly enough, this year is really meant to break a cycle. And I take you back to 2019 to 2020. And I feel like that was a difficult change for you, a difficult time. And I know 2020, we all went through our own, difficulties, right? The whole world was in a difficult place. But you were stepping out of your own uncomfortability, and then we got slammed with what was going on in the world. And then you pulled yourself up through your bootstraps, and you were able to move forward. But now I've got to tell you, Jenny Berkeley, you are tired, and you need some rest. And I know, your depression's making you not feel like you want to do much of anything, but you will be able to overcome this. It is a mindset as well as something that needs to be talked about and talked through with a trained therapist. But I feel like this window is short of this continuation of this depression. So look to be feeling better as in the months of September and October. Do some self-worth exercises. Do some work on self-love. Embrace all that is to be for you and get enthusiastic about something new that you've been wanting to do that we haven't given ourselves permission to do because we've been so bogged down. It begins with simple changes. So find a simple change, make it happen, and the rest is going to be up and away. Thank you so much, Jenny Lynn Berkeley, for your wonderful Facebook question. We're going to take another question from Facebook and on YouTube. And who do we have here? Anne Swantek. She says hi. She gives her birthday, and she wants to know about Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve, does Uncle Steve have any message for her? Wants her to know anything? He was very close to her. And the one thing that I see here with your Uncle Steve is that he was always this fun, jovial, good, kind-hearted person. He always knew the funniest right thing to say, and he brings you this beautiful energy of upliftment and joy. And he wants you to know that even though you feel as if, I get the sense that this birthday wasn't the way you had wanted it to be. It wasn't such a great feeling of a birthday. He was with you, and that he's going to continue to be with you this year as you go through some changes that may be kind of weighing you down. But Anne, this is only temporary. He will stay with you, but the changes that you're going through, the difficulties that you're going to, it is really important for you to trust that he's with you the whole entire time, and he doesn't want you to think he misses anything because he's always right there. Thank you so much, Anne, for your Facebook question, and know that Uncle Steve is right by your side. Thanks so much. Let's pull up one more question from our friends on Facebook and on YouTube. And we've got a friend on YouTube, and it says, Happy Wednesday. Can you see anything about my ex and I, the future? And she gives the dates of birth. So let me tell you, your ex, complicated. But your ex is going through a major transformation this year. And if there was ever a time to have a come to Jesus, your ex is going to go through it this year. And I want you to know that for you, it's really a time for you to embrace expansion and growth and give yourself permission to welcome the opportunity to heal between yourself and your ex. Your ex is not ready, T, to just jump back into making this a thing again. But as they go through their changes, they're going to be more open and receptive. And I feel like there's a conversation that's going to happen, T. And when you have this conversation with your ex, it's an opportunity for you both to be very clear, very true, and lay it all out. Well, T, thank you so much for your YouTube question. We greatly appreciate your question. We're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And we've got to go to Christine, and Christine is in Fort Lauderdale. Christine, how you doing there? Are you with us, Christine? I think Christine's underwater with the canoe. What happened, Christine? All right, we're going to have to let Christine pop off for now and try to call us back. Sounds like she's calling me from underneath a moving body of water, but that's okay. We've got to go back to our phone lines, and hopefully Christine will call us back. Christine, we've got Melissa, and Melissa is in Houston. Melissa, how are you tonight?
I'm doing okay. I could be doing better.
You could be doing better, but the universe has presence and grace for you, I assure you. What prayer is kind of going unanswered that you feel the universe isn't hearing for you at this moment?
I'm just going through a lot right now, and I just kind of wanting to see what Spirit had decided.
Well, ask your question. What is the question? Because you're going through a lot. We want to know what the question is.
Well, first, I'll find a job, for one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
this is a year of financial change to bring you financial wealth. So whatever you feel you have lost, this year is a year of financial change. So you may feel like you're being a setback, but there is a comeback from that setback. This is a year of financial increase. Hard to feel that way right now, but it is a year of financial increase. So I feel that there is job opportunity that will come, and I feel that it'll end up being a better opportunity than the one you had, Melissa. But of course I know that it's difficult to be in that waiting stage, much like the story I told. It's someone who was in that uncomfortable spot. But this too shall pass, Melissa. I know you feel like you're getting hit by so many different ends, and you're feeling very unsupported in the journey of life at this time as well. Is that also true?
yeah, like I feel like I'm nobody.
I see. And I know that you're feeling unsupported, but I do know that you have an incredible strength. You're an adult since you were a little kid, so you've been a powerhouse all this time. Don't give up on yourself now, and don't think that you can't make it through this. But now we're going to rise above like the phoenix rising from the ashes and put yourself in a place that you never find yourself in this place again. Right? Because didn't you say to yourself, I don't want to be in this place ever again?
I hope not. I mean, I don't ever want to be in this future again.
I understand.
A horrible position.
I understand.
A couple of horrible things happened to me recently, and I'm trying to work through them.
Yes.
It's just hard because I've never had to go through anything like this before, and that's the hardest part.
Well, know that, Melissa, as you clear through, as we head towards your birthday, through this time between now and your birthday, it is the unraveling of the chaos is the word that they give me, because they feel like you're caught in chaos, and difficult connections with people as well around you, yes? Because people have failed you. Is that also true?
Yeah, domestic relationship I've had.
Yeah. And I'm showing...
essay.
Melissa, they're also showing me legal documents. Do you have legal papers pending right now as well?
My ex-husband is trying to take me back
I need you, Melissa, I need you to speak up clearly in the phone because I'm having difficulty hearing you. I'm hearing every other word. So your ex-husband, what?
My ex-husband is trying to take me back to court to get more money out of me for child support, but I don't know how when I don't have a job.
Correct. So he can have fun in court by himself, okay? But I do see the legal papers. Spirit lets me know that this is going to be all right. You can't get blood from a stone, honey. So there's nothing he can do.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if it's the legal documents or the DD and essay that I have. I don't know if you're seeing those or not.
What are those? Could you repeat what that is? Because again, your voice stepped away from the phone.
The legal documents for the DD and the essay.
Can you give me a little more information so I can ask Spirit? What is that exactly? Domestic violence? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, those are there too, yes. And that is being prosecuted by the district attorney, correct?
Yeah, they picked up the charges.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is he was picked up last Monday and then released not even 24 hours later on bond. And this is supposed to be a high risk case. So I just don't understand how that happens with it being high risk.
I understand.
But they just let him out.
I know, but justice will get served in its time. Talk to the angels, ask Archangel Michael to protect you. Be vigilant, be aware. And know that this will have its day in court. And just trust that, all right? He met bail. That's how he got out. And so whoever put up the bail for him, and now he has to stand his justice in the time of the court, which we don't have that date yet. But your world is not crashing down to destroy you, Melissa. Your world is just crashing around you, and you're going to step up on the rubble and pull yourself out. And now you're learning who's really in your court, right? And we know that we have to choose a better vibrational person to be around us as we move through, because you are worthy of so much more than the behavior of both your ex and this other person. So in recognizing that we have some self-worth work to do, and an understanding that the universe isn't conspiring against you, it is time for you to heal the wounds within yourself and your little girl who doesn't feel worthy, so that you never find yourself in this place again, because you don't have to ever be in such a mess ever again. And from the darkness, you will find the light. And I'm not being trite. It is what I see coming. It's not just some cliche thing I'm saying. It's just everything hit you all at once, and you feel like you got gut punched, or you feel like Rocky in the 10th round, right? And you're like, oh my God, I can't take anymore, right? But you are going to pass through this. Yeah, you're going to pass through it. And we know, Melissa, that you're very strong. And I do see more work coming for you. And just trust that this loss of job is not something that's going to be permanent. And you don't make enough for your...
My job. Other stuff.
And your ex-husband cannot take money from you that you don't have to give. And there's a formula there, and you most certainly don't meet the formula of something to increase. He's doing it more to bully you, is what I'm hearing.
It is, and I think it's more his wife that wants it done than him. I think his wife persuades him more to do these things.
All right. Well,
than him. These are his normal acts.
Yeah. But no weapon formed against you will prosper. Okay? You just remember that the universe has got your back. Everything's working out for me. My enemies can come for me, but they can't touch me. This is all a setback to raise me up. And the choices that I've made that I accept responsibility for, I am ready to move forward from them and grow from them. And just know that you'll be fully supported. Melissa, we have to pop off now. I know that you're not in the best place emotionally, spiritually, and financially, but I do know that you're going to pass through this, and you will find a better understanding as to why some of these things are going on. And we are going to ask the angels to always surround you, particularly Archangel Michael, for your protection. And we know, in the energy of the universe, the angels and divine, that you will persevere through this and come out better on the other end. Melissa, thank you. I know the whole audience is giving you, cheering on and praying for you. Tough place to be in, but I know you will persevere and pass through. Bye for now. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We're here every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. just to answer your questions and to talk to you on Facebook and YouTube. So stay with us, everyone. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we'll be back to the phone lines. We have a whole nother hour to talk to you, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Car Accident Referral Services Studios. In an accident, why let the lawyers take 33 to 40%? With CARS, their network of attorneys will take only 25%. 833-504-CARS. That's 833-504-2277. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel.
Hi, I'm SarahSpiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at SarahSpiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way We have lost a love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now.
Yes, indeed, the world, it's changing, and it's asking us to move along, to pick a different path. But maybe you're already on your path. Maybe you're just waiting for God to give you the clue as to where to go next on the path. Maybe you're sitting there wondering, why didn't God answer my prayer? Well, tonight we were talking about unanswered prayers, and if you missed the beginning of the show, know that you can always go to Facebook or YouTube and catch the opening monologue, because their Spirit gave us some pearls of wisdom as to why some prayers seem to go unanswered. But that's never really the case. It's just our human perception of it all. Well, we welcome you back to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah here on the Oldies station, and we are welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. If you get a busy signal, that's okay. Just pick up the phone and try again, or save us and just keep hitting redial till you get through. We've got our friends on Facebook and YouTube watching the show and participating, and most certainly giving us their questions. And I want to hear from you. I want your comments. I want you to share the page, share the light, share the love. If you're not following me on Instagram under SarahSpiritual or on our YouTube channel, please pop on over. Give us a like, give us a follow, and join the celebration. Celebration, you say, SarahSpiritual? Yes. Next Wednesday, at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard. We're packing it up here from the studio, and we're putting the show, taking it on the road. We're going to my studio at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. That's where we teach our classes. That's where we have all the products and the crystals and the books and the oils and the crystal jewelry. We've got so many fabulous products there. And I want to see you there. Are you listening to the show? Have you been following the show? Come, have a bite of cake. Have a little bit of a celebration. Have a little nip. Be a part of the party. Come by and tell us you watch the show. You call in. You listen to the show. Even if you can't stay for the whole show, come on. And if you'd like to be a participant and be a part of the VIP seating and sit in the front row, register to SarahSpiritual.com. We'd love to have you register and have an opportunity to ask your question. We're also welcoming general admission, and that gives you the opportunity to be a part of our studio audience, to be a part of the excitement, hang and have an entry into the drawing. We're giving away prizes. We're giving away merchandise. We're giving away a gift certificate to a restaurant and so much more. I can't give away all the surprises. You just got to show up and be in it to win it, and come celebrate with us, because this represents the growth of the community. And I was reflecting, when we started in 2009, we were on one station and we had 1 hour. And since then, we've been on many stations. We've been in New York. We've been in New Jersey. We've been on the west coast of Florida. We've been in Atlanta. We have been in Tampa. We've been everywhere. And now we're so fortunate to be here on the Oldies station and to be the Shark in Miami. We are just so honored to be a part of 6 stations here in South Florida. And of course, iHeartRadio lets us be heard everywhere, Facebook, YouTube. And we want to celebrate all of you. But those of you who are my local yokels, come on down to the Expedito Enlightenment Center. Please go to SarahSpiritual, register. We want to have you there. We have a certain amount of seats, but we'll do our best to fit in as many people who want to participate. I would love to see you on Wednesday night. Tonight's show is the only night I have to just boast and how fabulous all of you are, and give me the chance to celebrate all of you and honor you in person at my center. Expedito Enlightenment Center next Wednesday, 6:30. We start the show. We've got prizes. We've got goodies. We've got cake. We've got a party going on. I would love to see you there. So we're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And my friends on Facebook, keep the questions and the comments coming. And my friends on YouTube, pop your question in the feed. I've got to go to Jana, and Jana is in Texas. Jana, how are you?
Oh, hey, Miss Sarah Spiritual.
Good to have you connect with
I'm
us.
I'm doing well.
Good, good. I know it's been a bit of a journey for you, yes? You've always got to keep it interesting.
Yes, it has.
And Miss Jana, what prayers do you feel have not gotten answered by the universe? Where do we feel the wobble? How can I help you tonight?
Oh, you're so sweet. We've been together for so long. You've done such wonderful work for me and others.
It's my pleasure, Jana. It's my pleasure. What is your burning question?
Well, okay. Here's what I need is, okay. The burning question is, will I be able to get better? I'm real weak right now, and learning life skills. And is my angels around me, or am I going to get contacted by anybody?
All right. Let's start with your angels. I don't see you being contacted by alien life force, so that could be a plus. So just want to put that out there. Okay, so not that we don't have some good aliens, but I don't see any alien activity around you, so we'll take that as a win. I do see your angels around you, and interestingly enough, besides Archangel Michael, I see Archangel Uriel. And Archangel Uriel represents the fire of enlightenment and really bringing things to a different level for you and having a deeper understanding as to why you've gone through some of these health challenges that you have. And we were recently in the hospital not too long ago, Jana. Is that true?
Yes, yes.
And it's a slow recovery coming out of all that, right? And were you on some kind of oxygen or something? Because I feel like your breath feels labored. It feels like it was difficult to breathe there for a while.
Yeah, it is difficult to breathe. They haven't given me any oxygen, but I had fallen. I fractured several ribs.
Ah,
and
that's
then
why. That's going to hurt.
I had blunt force trauma. I had blood force trauma to the kidney. And then diverticulitis.
All at once. Well, we've got another champion here. Yes. Well, at least when you fall, you go with a bang, right? No pun intended, right? But anyway.
I go big.
You go big. Go broke or go home, honey. So
that's right.
you're gonna pass through this. You know, and I understand the difficulty in the breathing now because the ribs hurt, so it was hard to take a good breath, right? So I understand that. And
yeah.
There's a healing that has to happen. It's going to take time. And the kidney is still very sensitive from what I can see, yes? And do they know if there was like a little bit of a bump or a bruise or a contusion on the kidney? Did they see that in the x-ray or an ultrasound? Do you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. That's what they're showing me.
Yeah,
my spirit guides are just feeding me that. I'm not a doctor, Jana, so I can't diagnose you. But I feel like that's going to take a little time to heal. Yes.
Yeah. I got blunt force trauma to the kidneys.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, but I feel like there's still some swelling or there's still a little bump left from that blunt force trauma. I heard you say that, but I'm literally feeling like there's almost like a bruise where there's like a bit of blood still kind of coagulated there that hasn't quite assimilated into the body. Okay, so that's what they're showing me. So that's also causing the pain. All right, and yes, you're weak, but yes, you're going to be better. I know you might feel like you have to sing the song, "The old gray mare just ain't what she used to be," but you still have a lot of energy in you. I know. You've got a lot to recover with, and there's a lot of responsibility here for you as well. So I know that you don't have the luxury of much downtime. But Jana, this is going to be a time of a break. The next 6 weeks are going to continue to feel a bit more challenging because we're just still getting back into the rhythm. And then we are going to be much better and more on the road to the mend, with our energy increasing, with our ability to hold better breath, with better stability and movement in our body. And then we can get back to the things that weren't working so well before this happened, so we can continue the process of healing. Be sure to call upon Archangel Raphael, the healing angel, so Raphael can bring you the healing and the energy that you so require, my darling, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
We appreciate your following the show and your participation, and know that we send the angels to bring you healing, and that you are quite the good caretaker for the energy of your mother, and know that this is something that is part of the story of the soul contract that I see here for you and your mom. All right, my dear?
That's a blessing. Also,
yes.
Do you see another major awakening? I haven't had one in a while.
Well, that's why Archangel Uriel is here, the angel of enlightenment. Going to light a fire under you, honey. Get you moving. All right? So it's time to move you up.
Oh, thank God, Troy, I'm moving up.
You are moving up. You are. And, you've had so much responsibility and so much on your shoulders. It's been difficult for you to kind of take that quiet time to have those inspired thoughts. Well, sometimes the universe has to knock us down so that we can be still long enough to pick ourselves back up, but rise ourselves above where we've been before. And that is a journey that you are on now. We know that you will heal, and we know that all will be well. We know your mom is strong, and that she is a force to be reckoned with, just like you are. So the two of you are quite the dynamic duo, and I know that you are there to make sure that you both are okay, and you're both kind of looking out after each other. So we appreciate your call,
yes,
Jana.
Ma'am.
Thank you so much. Bye for now.
I do.
Yes.
I have to tell you one more thing.
Yes.
I learned to send a star. The first time I was able to send stars to you. I've never been able to do that.
Oh, on Facebook. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, and then I tried it again tonight, and I couldn't remember my password. Tonight I couldn't remember my password, and it didn't work.
Well, I appreciate the stars that you sent us, and I know there's plenty of stars in the sky somewhere, at least not here in South Florida. We've got cloudy skies and lots of rain, but we appreciate the gesture, Jana, and I know it'll come back to you, and you'll be able to get back into your Facebook page just the way you want to in the perfect time. Thank you so much. We send you much healing.
I just love you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for all the help.
It's my honor
I
and
love
my
you
pleasure.
and light to you all.
Thank you. Bye, Jana. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. And we're going to go back to the phone lines. And I've got Kimberly. And Kimberly is in Deerfield. Kimberly, how are you?
Okay.
Good, Kimberly. Good to make this connection with you. How can I help you tonight? Are there unanswered prayers that we feel like God isn't quite getting to? What can I do for you?
Well, I've been dealing with a whole lot of loss, losing a lot of loved ones, and one in particular in March, I was the closest to who raised me, and I have been wondering if there's any messages or anything for me and what is in store for 24 or the rest of it, because there seems to be a lot of loss.
Yeah,
so
take a breath for me a minute, Kimberly. So when I first heard your voice, I wrote the word mom, and then I have the word like a mom. So there's a woman who passed who was like a mom to you. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So that is the first person who steps here, and I'll show it to the people on Facebook. I have that scribble there on my paper, so I just love when I scribble. And so she steps forward right away. It makes me feel like you're always trying to connect with her and always trying to talk to her. And she's settling into the energy. Her vibration is not strong yet on the other side for me to build a conversation, as I'd like to call it. But her energy is there, and she's looking right over. If I were to say that there's an angel on your shoulder, even though she's not an angel because humans can never be an angel, she is looking after you. And she makes me feel as if, like, she took care of you, you looked after her, and you always thought of her no matter what. Does this make sense to you, please?
Yes.
So the two of you were almost like, you may say she was motherly to you, but I see you more like sisters or friends. I see like the two of you were able to just really understand each other and get each other and kind of help each other through some difficult times. And she has always been your champion, is what I get from the vibration she sends to me. Again, a conversation is not quite strong enough for me to translate, but I can most certainly pick up the vibration that she transmits to me. Does this make sense to you, please?
Yes, I just didn't know which mother figure you're talking about, because the one that raised me passed in March, and then my in-law passed away last night. So I didn't know which mother figure you were referring to. It is the one, it has to be the one in March, because the one who passed away last night I would have no access to, because they're still in the ethers of just the transition of it all. But it makes me feel like we've lost like 4 people kind of back to back. Is that true? I said a lot of loss, yeah.
I know you said a lot, but my guides are telling me we see 4 people back to back. Is that true?
I don't know who the 4th one is yet, but 3. You have 3 that I know of so far.
You're talking this year, but I also know that there was someone before this year as well, yes?
Yes, that was the first one. And then they were my grandparents. My grandpa went first in June last year, and my grandma in March this year.
Okay, and you and I talked.
And then my mother-in-law last night.
I believe you and I talked not too long ago, Kimberly. Is that also true? Because it feels familiar to me.
Yeah, you said it was too soon. Yeah, you said it was too soon, that I had to wait a while.
Yes. So it's still a little too soon for your mom figure to come through completely, but the vibration is much stronger around you, so I'm able to pick up the transmission of that energy. 2024 is I can't dance around the bush here. I got to tell you that 2024 is probably going to be one of the top 3 hardest years of your life. That's what it's scheduled to be. I'd love to throw fairy dust and make everybody happy, but sometimes I just have to lay it out and say, all right, this is the year that is meant to be challenging and difficult. Not because you told me that we have loss, but because I see the energy of the shift and the change that's around you, that's kind of setting you up for a whole different way of being. But it's almost like the soul group of family members who are so near and dear are kind of leaving the planet, and that's a rough adjustment for you. I also have to go back to, Kimberly, 2015 into 2016, but they kind of hold me steady in 2015. Will you remember this being a difficult year, a year of some change for yourself at that time as well?
It was a long time ago, but yeah.
Okay. So it's like a conclusion of the period of time. And when I move you into next year, there'll be a lighter, easier feel that'll be going on for you. But of course, that's not going to take away the grief in your heart, because we know when we love them and they're no longer here, we can't help as humans but to miss them, right? Grandpa's energy very, very close to you as well. And know that he reads to me like someone who was a bit of a rock or a strength for you. Does that also make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So know that you're fully protected here. And even though this year will be challenging for you as you navigate these changes, I know that you will bring yourself through. And I know that 2025, the beginning of it, you're going to feel much more rooted, much more stable, less erratic in the emotions, and you're going to begin to have some new ideas and make some changes in your personal and some changes related to work as well that are going to make you feel a little more secure in your future, Kimberly. But right now I want you to know from the angels and the guides that you have done a great job with the people that you have loved, and you love them wholly and completely, and you help them all the way to the end, and just know that they are all here with you. And I trust that you will give yourself the credit that you deserve, because you have been a very solid human being to those that you loved and loved you in return. I hope this brings you some comfort and some joy, honey.
Yes.
All
Thank you.
We thank you for your call. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to hear from you. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know, you know.
And we are back here live for Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we are looking forward to hearing from you before the end of the show. So we're going to go back to our phone lines. And we've got to go to Claire in Pompano. Claire, how are you tonight?
I am well, thank you.
Okay, Claire, can you speak up for me? Because I'm having difficulty hearing you.
Yes. Do you hear me?
I hear you just barely, but I think I can manage. How are you tonight, Claire?
Good, thank you.
Good. Claire, what is your burning question for us?
I'm supposed to have a cataract surgery the 24th of June, and I would like to know if it will be successful.
Great question. I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, but I can get the insight from Spirit to see if it is the right timing for you as well here. And, you know, they tell me that in one of your eyes, the cataracts is a little more severe than the other or something, yes?
Yes, the one that has been operated 2 years ago. I had problem with it, a lot of problem.
Yeah, so they're going to...
yeah.
Are they going to fix that for you, Claire, and go back in and kind of clean it up for you?
No, they did. They did already.
Okay. So, but there was a difficulty there because they are showing me that difficulty. So that's been adjusted so far. And now we're going to do the other eye. Is that also true?
Yes, yes.
I feel that this eye is going to turn out better than the last eye. So that's a good vibe to give you, okay? I just feel like there was, in the other eye, initially when they went in, it was a little more overgrown, a little bit too much, and I don't feel, I'm not a doctor, can't critique with their work. I just don't feel like it was as successful, and I feel like there might have been like a little, almost like a scarring or something that occurred. That's just how Spirit is feeding me the pictures, so I may not be using the most accurate terms, but that's just the visuals that they're sending me. So I feel that we're going to have much more success on this other eye, and it is a more dominant, stronger eye for you as well, so that's going to be a plus for you. So you should be seeing a little more clearly and feeling a little bit more secure in your vision. You know, Claire, you take a licking and keep on ticking. You've got quite the stories to tell about your life. Is that also true?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think you do. And my guides let me know that you're a very strong woman, very courageous woman, and you have this amazing energy of just no matter what comes your way, you just kind of handle it. And just you have a strong faith, and the angels and God are kind of reaffirming that they are with you so that you know that your faith has put you through some tough times and that they have been supporting you, and they are in gratitude of your following the divine energy that's in your heart. Claire, did I answer your question for you?
Yes,
okay.
You answered it, yeah.
Perfect. I hope I've been of service to you tonight. Is that your question for me?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Claire, how did you hear about the show before you go?
Oh, I called before.
Okay.
I listened to it.
Well, thank you. Thank you for listening. We greatly appreciate that, and thank you for calling us again. And we appreciate you, Claire, and we will send the angels for you on the 24th of June. We'll send you that healing energy so that you have a quick, easy surgery that is efficient and that you heal quickly. All right, Claire, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. And from Pompano, I've got to go to Boca. I've got Sandy on the line. Sandy, baby, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. Good to talk to you. And we are kind of tuning into the energy here. And so what question do you have for me, or what unanswered prayers do we need some clarification on? How can I best assist you?
Okay, well, first of all, I want to say you told me last time I couldn't really hear you, but you told me I was going to have an awesome trip in Missouri, which I did, and then something come up over there about out of left field. So that's my question for you. Somebody told me I was going to adopt a child. I was like, what?
Somebody told you that?
So that was yeah, like somebody like you, like, you know, I happen to run into, and I'm like, it just came out of left field. I was like, where's this coming from?
Okay.
So that is my answered question. I didn't ever think I was going to adopt, but I mean, if it's in the past, it's in the past.
If it's in the path, I'm not seeing that, but, you know, they may have picked up on something in your energy at that time, but I'm not seeing an adoption. I'm not seeing that. I feel that you have so many things that you're working on and handling right now. I just don't feel that you're going to go through the process of an adoption. Now, my guides are not confirming that. But I'm glad you had a great trip to Missouri. I mean, that's always good to have a fabulous trip. I love when Spirit sees that. And I want you to know before the end of the year, there's another trip coming for you, but it's not in Missouri, but I see another trip.
Okay, that sounds great. 'Cause it's fun. Like I said, we met these people who, she was real nice. We went to a state park, long story short. And then she had brought us to her friend's house, and we had the best view of the boats for my sister and her happy land of the boat race situation. So it was really cool.
Cool. I really appreciate that. I'm really glad that that came for you. And Sandy, maybe I'll see you at our party next week.
I'm thinking about it. So I love cake. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't love some good spiritually speaking with Sarah cake? Yes. And we'd love to see you there. It's going to be a great rest of the year for you. Up we go. I also see some financial increase for you. And I know that you've been working on a healing journey, and that's going to become even more special to you on this process.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you like always.
Thank you. Thank you for following the show. We appreciate you. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. And we've got to go back to our phone lines, and I've got to go to Alana. And Alana is in Green Acres. Alana, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. How are you? It's good to connect.
Good to connect
And
with
thank you for making it in with the water and crazy storming.
I know. I was like, row, row, row your boat gently down the road. It's Florida. We can deal with a little rain, yes. But definitely, we know some other parts of Florida got hit really heavily. And I came to understand some people in Martin County had some difficulty with the tornado. So we send healing energy, of course, to people all across the state of Florida who have kind of suffered a little bit. I was very grateful that I was able to make it in and consider myself blessed and pick the right roads. So, Miss Alana, can I assist you tonight? I do think you're on my calendar. I do think you're coming to see me soon, too.
Yes. Next week, and I hope to be there on next Wednesday as well.
Oh, I love to have you there. Thanks
Live
so
in
much.
person.
Yes. So, Miss Alana, what's your burning question here? There's a woman above you, standing above you. This woman makes me feel like she is connected to you. Feels like above the mother energies, a grandmother figure. Yes. Did your mom's mom pass away, honey?
Yes.
Yes, she's with you. Just in energy and frequency, it's not a strong transmission, but she is showing herself to me as if she has got this frequency of that she's with you and looking after you, so to speak. So she's just making me aware. I don't have any more transmission from her, but I do know that she is surrounding you at this time. That's good
to hear.
Did she pass recently in the past, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? It doesn't feel very long to me.
She was in May, early May.
Early May, okay.
And my mother-in-law also passed away end of February.
Yes. Yeah, that I remember. I do remember that. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
She does not step forward, but she's I know she's settling in. I know we caught her in a little bit of the moment of her transition time to just kind of let you all know that she was okay. And I know that she'll come through when it's the perfect time, maybe when we have our session. Alana, what is the burning question for us here, and how can I help you?
Yeah, well, in honor of Granny, she was a person who led into her creativity and lived her life very creatively, and I've reconnected with my singing, which I used to do very much when I was younger, and then now as I'm heading on this spiritual path, I feel like I'm being led back to singing, and I actually sang at her service.
Beautiful.
And it really was something that I felt like called to do, and I'm feeling very connected to that energy.
Yes.
And it's just interesting right now. The question, I guess, is like the other day I did this meditation and I almost felt like I could feel like souls transitioning or something, and the weight of it all, and it was really emotional, I guess, in the human experience. And I guess what I'm asking is just, do we see that path opening up in that way, or just anything that is coming through for that?
I do see music. Music is the universal language of love, and most certainly is wired in your soul, and was your first connection to spirit and your first inspirational connection. All right. And so we're kind of coming full circle. And now it's time to kind of take that talent, and I could see you singing in, an event, a venue, a place where there's music and there's people having dinner, and you're singing. I could see you engaging in groups and entertaining. So it's all for you to now draft. What does it look like for you, and how would you like it to unfold? It's the dream that remains within you that remains not fulfilled yet, and we have the perfect opportunity to fine-tune the vocal cords, prepare oneself, and go out and do something that fills your heart. Because when you do that, it'll align you more for your spiritual journey, your psychic journey, your sense of community, your goddess energy that you're tuning into, and that is freedom, right? This is feminine freedom, and I'm not talking the women's movement. I'm talking the energy of the feminine energy and that freedom. And this is important for you because you've had to ride the road of trying to balance the masculine and the feminine energy, and because of the work and the difficulties in life and having to just always kind of step up to the plate and handle things, you've been operating from maybe 75% of your masculine energy and not been able to entertain enough of your feminine energy. And that's why all of this is coming back in this way. And also notice it's the exiting of the feminine powers that were influential in your life, or a role model such as Granny, or your mother-in-law who, was a teacher of sorts for you, and gave you an ability to grow individually and with your partner, right? So this is the changing of the guards, and now they leave behind the energy of the feminine role model for the family, right? The role model for your child, the role model for the future children you will have. And so we look at this energy and we say to self, how can I embrace more my footloose, fancy-free, light-hearted, caring energy and be more present and embrace that playful feminine energy, because I truly trust the universe is going to take care of me and my spouse and my child, and I don't have to push to make things happen as I've had to push before. You see, this has been this yo-yo of an experience for you, and now we're finally free, okay? And of course,
that
we
was
live in a
definitely
world.
confirmation. The word play has been coming up.
Yes, play, being playful, enjoying life, and belly dancing is something else. Have you ever wanted to study belly dancing or take up belly dancing?
I used to do it all the time with my other grandmother who passed away now almost,
7 years
weird
ago
to say,
or something?
12 years, it's like
12 years? Okay.
About 12 years, yeah.
And I know it's at least
like
7 based on her placement.
that is true, belly dancing. And then I was given like that breadcrumb, right? The breadcrumbs come, someone, before I was exiting my workplace, like a new hire came in and she was into belly dancing. And
Beautiful.
I was like, I think that there's something there. So it's funny.
There is something there. And belly dancing would be fabulous for you and help you tap into your feminine power, strengthen your core, which is necessary for singing anyhow. And it will really just
I have a doctor's appointment this Friday, so
good.
See how that goes. Yeah, taking care of self.
Yes, that's very important. And I do feel that self will be fine. And I do feel that there's great blessings that are coming to you and to your family.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. And I look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, I look forward to it. And ideally, I'll see you Wednesday for the celebration. When you get a minute, register, and we'll see you there.
Yes.
All
see
right.
you there.
Bye
Thank you.
Bye for now, Alana. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
866-972-7247. Don't go away. I've got to take a commercial break, but when I come back, we've got more callers on the board. We've got Deerfield. We've got West Palm. We got all our Floridians locked inside, so they're going to take up these phone lines. But don't go away. We're going to get to as many calls as we possibly can before the show ends. Stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. We'll be right back.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955 Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at SarahSpiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. We welcome you here, and we're going to go back to our phone lines. We thank our friends on Facebook and our friends on YouTube for watching the show and participating, asking questions, making comments. I'll be sure to pop back into that feed and talk to a few more of you after the show, after I survive the rains and make my back home. But we've got to go to Kimberly. We have Kimberly in Deerfield Beach. Kimberly, how are you?
Good in yourself, Sarah.
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection for you. Kimberly, is there an unanswered prayer or a burning question that you have for me? What can I assist you with tonight?
Yes, ma'am. I have been in this financial stagnant bound, and I just want to see if you see anything that I'm gonna come clear of this. It just seems like I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul right now, and it's been like
ready
stagnant
for
me.
a
And it's
breakthrough. And I really feel that it's really been the past 18 months that have been particularly difficult for you. Is this also true?
Yes, ma'am.
And I just really feel that we're looking for something else, something to help supplement. We need some other help. We need some more abundance. Is that also true?
Yes.
Okay. And I want you to take a good look at something having to do with another opportunity. Did you apply for something else, a different position, please, to help you?
No, I haven't applied. I have a pretty good position right now. I was just thinking of, if I should get a part-time job.
Correct.
Although I was thinking about, if I should go with a part-time job.
Yes.
Yes.
So do something.
That's been like, I don't know
something.
if I should go that route or what.
Spirit says yes. Do that, or something you can do from home. Find something else to bring in an additional stream of some income to balance things out for you so that you don't have this weight on your shoulders, because your paycheck can only cover so much in stretching, and so that's where we're running into problems. So we need an extra ship of money to show up for you, right? And we're really getting ready to make some additional abundance. It's just we haven't opened the door yet. So I want you to just be mindful of something that doesn't really interfere with the work that you do, something you could do just a little bit during the week, whether it's just on the weekends or part-time in an evening here and there. Not to overexert yourself, but something to just bring in some additional money. Because if we could just only bring in, even if it's just a couple $100 more a week, you'll be able to get caught up, because they're using the word caught up, and then you'll be in a better playing field. And then you won't have to do this forever. It's just something you're going to do as like a patch. I do feel that your current job, there's room to grow and there is reward coming. It's just not coming fast enough and soon enough. And that's why we need to be mindful. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
So there is a breakthrough. And this year is a year of some change for you. And again, you're another person I'm talking to tonight, that there's some challenges this year. And this financial challenge is kind of hitting you hard. When I take you out of your birthday month and I bring you to the end of this year, you're in a much better place. So you've done it this far. You can do it a little longer. Things will get easier for you.
Yes.
And I want you to just
Yes.
trust in that process. And my guides are telling me to tell you to pray Psalms 57, 65, 27,
Wait a minute. Let me write that down.
All right, here you go. 57.
Wait a minute.
Because I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to
okay.
end the show.
57,
65, 23, and 27. All right. We
Okay.
thank you so much
Okay.
for your call. We know it'll get better, Kimberly. And we look forward to hearing from you again and hearing some good news. Bye for now.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
You're welcome.
bye-bye.
Bye. Well, I looked at the clock and I was like, holy Jiminy Crickets, it's time to end this Wednesday night. But next Wednesday, we are celebrating our 15-year anniversary, and I sure would love to have you go to SarahSpiritual.com. If you've been listening to the show, I would love for you to show up. Be a general admission person, be a VIP person. You get to pick. We've got cake, we've got beverages, we've got prizes, we've got dinner, gift cards. We got everything coming up here. So we would love to have you there to celebrate with us. And go to Sarah Spiritual and register. I want to celebrate 15 years with all of you because it's celebrating you. We appreciate you sharing time and space with us here tonight. We know that those of you who take the time every Wednesday to listen, or you listen to the replay on YouTube or on Facebook, we always appreciate the time, and I appreciate all of your kind words and all of the support that you have given us throughout these 15 years. It started back in 2009, just an hour, and here we are partying 2.5 hours. We've been across the state. We've been all over the nation, and we are really proud of all of you and all the spiritual growth that you have endured. We appreciate you. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
Where to go? The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at SarahSpiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking